excursion to my Halloween Castle of Confusion. That's right, it is indeed Halloween, and I hope you're having a safe one. So instead of the usual show that I normally do, I'm going to be looking at 3 games back to back that have some sort of horror theme to them. And what better way to start with than Castlevania on the Game Boy Advance? Now, yes, this is, I hope, going to be as good as the other Castlevania games that we've had the pleasure of doing on this channel. Now, I want you to think of this as every single one of these, I think. Oh, sod it. We'll get to the end of each one and I'll score them independently because why not? So we have a little bit of an intro here. Yeah, there you go. Since Simon Belmont, that's the original dude that we played in the NES version. Awesome. I just thought because it's that time of year, we get a bit spooky, and I hope you enjoy my my Halloween intro. Considering only you're going to use it once a year, but I put a lot of time and effort into that, so I really hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed making it, so let's hope that the rest of the reviews are up to the standard that you have come accustomed to having from myself. Have you had a good Halloween, everybody? Have you had has anybody gone out and done trick-or-treating? Because I know there's a lot of people that aren't sure, or just don't feel safe, perhaps. I don't know. But did you go out trick-or-treating? Did you get lots of candy or sweets if you're in the UK? Bit of a bummer because we've got another lockdown imminent in the UK, and I'm looking to do maybe this format a bit more often. So what I want from you guys at the end of this review, and I'm aiming for about half an hour or so, but I might try and do this format a bit more often and actually make it into a proper half-an-hour episodic TV show sort of thing. But I need your feedback on the format and see what you think. If you prefer the one-off reviews rather than, you know, 3 in a program, let me know. But I would like to try and expand and maybe do one big review a month or something like that. A month, a week. Sorry, not with it. Oh, this looks huge! Yeah, so I'd like to try and maybe do a half-an-hour show per week instead of having 3 separate reviews or whatever. But let me know, because, you know, the show's as much yours as it is mine, so let me know what you would like to see. Would you like the standard 10-minute episode or 15-minute episodes, or would you like a nice sort of chunk of games in one review? Let me know. Let me know. It's completely down to you. Feedback is always appreciated. Anyway, let's crack on with this. Yes, Konami have done it again with an absolutely fantastic game of Castlevania. Now, I do believe this is the game that the PlayStation one was based on that I played the other day. And the name eludes me right now. But for the Game Boy Advance, this is really pretty. I like this. So graphically, they've absolutely nailed it. We'll have a look at everything. So again, you can equip anything that you find armor wise, which is nice. It'll boost your stats and other things, which is cool. I like the fact that they've got all the original Castlevania stuff in, like the bats, for example. And they've even included the Castlevania 4, Super Castlevania 4 I should say. If you hold down the whip button, then your whip will go floppy, excuse the expression. And then you can sort of... This isn't getting any cleaner. Then you can twirl it around a little bit by rotating the control pad. Most things can be whipped. My God, this is just turning into a debauchery of innuendo. Castlevania, the innuendo years. Yes, that's right. But I really like this. This is very, very comfortable for me graphically. I can see it really nicely considering it's on a small screen, and you can just relish it. I mean, look at the details on everything. The skeletons, the backdrops, the level design, the enemy design, main character design as well. Considering that it's got that blue shadow that follows him around, I think that's really quite nice from a technical point of view. I think that would that's pretty much, you know, you wouldn't really expect it on a GBA. great little consoles, don't get me wrong, but it's nice just to see touches like that go, like it. So yeah, you got really nice animations as well. Did I just go yeah? Oh my god. Okay, so as you can see, you still get the drops that you're accustomed to. So like the axe can drop. I just got the holy water drop there. Like the fact that things change as you go into different zones. I think you get different music as you're going through the zones as well. But we'll come on to sound in a minute. But graphically, can't fault it. Absolutely stunning. So we'll move on to controls because they're really good as well. We haven't got too many controls to worry about because the GBA only had 4 buttons to worry about, which was the A, B button, and also you had the shoulder buttons as well. So nice and easy. GBA might have had 4 buttons. There we go. It's late at night, ladies and gentlemen, and it's Halloween. Yes, so you've got your whip button, and if you hold that down, like I said, you can just flippity floppity flippity flu your whip, which I don't really understand what the reasoning for that is. Yes, also there's a level up system, but we'll come to that again in a bit. So jump, whip, and then your shoulder buttons, you can sort of zoom forwards or you can retreat backwards. Up and attack gives you the ability to use whatever you've got equipped in your offhand weapon switch. So here we've got the holy water. So up and attack will let loose a vial of holy water. Now, as usual, you need to collect hearts to be able to use them. I've got 30 currently. So I think the holy water takes up more attacks than, more hearts than, say, the boomerang or the axe, because it's quite a powerful piece of kit. So I'm going to just chuck that on there, look, because he was in defense mode. These guys really are irritating. But yes, so as I said before, you can equip things that you find around the castle, which is nice. So if you find, I think there's belts, bandanas, coats, boots, whatever. I've already equipped something on there. You can also find spells, I believe. So we're going to have a look at that, see if we can find some bits and pieces. I'm going to show you as much of this as I can before we move on to review number 2. So sound-wise, it's really nice. You've got music that changes depending on where you are in the level, which is really nice. And then you've got your standard attack noises and speech and all that kind of stuff is all included in the game, which is absolutely brilliant. But for a Castlevania fan, if you've not played this one, I'm going to suggest you do. Oh, now we get... Oh, that's cool. Okay, so we got... I can now... If I equip this and turn it on... Now instead of the holy water, I can now cover them in ice and then destroy them. You can pick up potions, which you can activate at any point to replenish your health, and they are fairly spread out. So you will find them. The enemies do drop a nice amount of things as well, hearts and potions and other such stuff. Now you'll see that I won't be able to do this ability anymore because my mana bar, which is underneath the health bar in the top left, the blue bar is my magic bar. It does replenish slowly, so you need to use these spells accordingly and when you need to, rather than just all the time. Otherwise you'll run out of the big powerful hitters when you need them. Now you do get money here, and I haven't actually figured out where you can use that yet, but I'm assuming there's a shop somewhere that you can upgrade your stuff with, which would be lovely. Yes, that was lovely. I got hit by a bat. Fantastic. So controls are really nice. They're fluent, they're responsive, and absolutely just makes the game a joy to play. And that's always a good thing when it comes to controls. So lots of different stages and things to get to grips with, which is always nice. It's a single player game, but as you probably know with the Castlevania series, they all are. So now we've got the castle map, we can have a look at that. You can see that there's lots of hidden areas in the castle as well to explore. Now, absolutely explore everywhere, because some things are not very obvious and some other things are completely obvious. So look, here we go, Room of Illusion. So, oh no. And whoever thought the idea of bringing these bloody Hydra heads back in? But never mind. Not Hydra heads. Oh, what are they called? Medusa heads. That's it. I can never think anything more irritating in Super Castlevania 4 than that. Oh, we've got a fancy bandana now, so we'll stick that on and see if that gives us any stats. So you see you've got 4 equipment slots there that you can use. Sadly, that doesn't appear on the character, but I don't think it did on the PlayStation either. But there we are. Now, a lot of people say this is the definitive version of the game. Look at these little ghosties. But let me know what your thoughts are. Which version of Castlevania did you enjoy the most? Was it this, or was it the PlayStation, or was it the original GB, NES even? Seriously, folks, I can't concentrate. I don't know why. I'm very sorry. But yeah, it's a great game, and you can see that you've got the option now of switching out your weapons as well. So if you didn't want that, you can swap it with something else. But you can only do it for a limited amount of time, and you can only do it while you've got another weapon on the floor to swap with. So there we go. Playability, well, it's Castlevania. It's amazingly playable and absolutely fantastic fun, which is the main point. If you don't find a game fun, don't bloody play it. It's as simple as that. But this is one to be played. Now, age range, I would say you're looking at any really. I mean, it's not a tricky game, especially in the starting bits. I mean, if I can do it, then a 3-year-old can do it. But again, that's what I'm trying to get at, is that even the players that have a little bit of a struggle will actually be okay with this. So I'm going to say 5+. But use your common sense, because obviously it's a horror themed game type thing, so we don't want to scare the little ones too much, do we? But yeah, I'm going to say the replay value on this is high, because there's going to be secrets and stuff that you don't necessarily pick up the first time round. And being a Castlevania game, it's one of those ones that you will want to play again and again, just because they're very good games. I mean, Konami had a really, really good deal with this game, where it's become pretty much iconic. And if you mention Castlevania to most people, they will recognise it from one console or another. Now, the Mega Drive did get a Castlevania port, and that's something I will be looking at, because I didn't realise until I was researching this one that they actually did a Mega Drive game. Now, I will try and hunt that down, and we'll have a look at that in the future. But yes, this is the first time I've actually done a 3-game back-to-back attack sort of thing, and I'm really quite excited about it. So I'm going to crack on anyway. So if you use your health potion, there you go, it's full health again, which is nice. Keep hold of them as best you can. Attack everything that you see, because some things are not obvious. I don't want that. I want my fists of... So fists of fury then. Fists of ice and snow. But you'll see a lot of familiar enemies as well that you've been used to from previous Castlevania games. Again, that's a really nice feature. It sort of gives you that nostalgia kick again, but it's nice to see familiar faces, so to speak. Even if they are trying to kill you, it's nice to see them. Now, when you level up, you do get more stats, you get stronger and all that kind of stuff that you would expect to as you get leveled up. You get leveling up by attacking everything, mobs, enemies, everything. The other thing you'll find in this game is you will get little books that will give you, which will unlock stuff like being able to see how much damage you're doing to an enemy. Then there's another one which will tell you what the enemy actually is as well, that's really nice. They didn't have to do that, but it adds that extra bit of RPG to the game. Anyway, folks, this has been Castlevania Area of Sorrow, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'm going to be moving on to the next game shortly. So, hang on to your butts, here we go, in game number 2! Yes, welcome again, it's The Witch. This is episode 2 of 3. It's game 2 of 3, because it's the same episode. So, anyone remember Cauldron? Yeah? Good, because this is a Cauldron remake. And it's a very good one. It was released earlier this month, actually. And it's very, very good. And you can see there Serenito Online have done a cracking job, because the original was really quite hard. So I'm going to give this a nice little playthrough for you guys and see what you think. And please support the developers. Go and download the game, and if there's voluntary money to be paid, please just drop it. You know, it's one of those games that you can pay for yourself. You know, you can set your limits. So have a go. So let's have a look at it graphically. So up in the top left and right, we've got scrolls. I think you've got to fill those up with ingredients. Now, how we do that is, you can see there's a frog over there. We're going to have to get... Now, the thing is, when you come through these doors, which do need keys, you can see I've got the purple key in the middle there. Oops, yes, witches can't swim. And so you've got your hags, and hags are your lives there, by the way. I'm guessing those are supposed to be broomsticks, but I don't know. Anyway, so you pick up the keys, relevant doors are the right colour, and you can see the colour clash is fairly non-existent. Now, once you go through a door, you can't fire anymore, so just be aware of that. Now, the main character herself is really cute. You've got really nice little animations as well. I'd probably say my criticism, she doesn't jump very smoothly, but that's a minor point, because the game itself is really quite enjoyable. You can see quite clearly that they are vampire bats, and I'm going to drown again. But never mind, it's fine, it's fine. So you can see that, oh, look at that little ghost, he's having a great time. But yes, this is a very, very good remake of Cauldron. So if you play Cauldron and enjoyed Cauldron, then you're going to enjoy The Witch, because that's basically what it is. Now, if you get hit, you'll notice that my magic ability drops in percentage. Now, the best way of dealing with this game is to try and avoid getting hit. Now, that's not always possible. It's actually quite difficult in places to get it timed right, and you will end up just taking massive amounts of damage. But that's not to put you off. It's to, you know, it's a strategy game as well as a platformer, because you've got to try and time everything so that you don't end up a dead hag. Yes, that's right. A dead hag. So you have no magic ability to spend. You can't fire at these things like you can on your broom outside, but you can jump over them and avoid them, more to the point. So yes, I'll keep headbutting them. I'm not great at platformers, but we'll carry on. We'll carry on. I love the colours, really nice. Nice solid white boxes. You can't see the boxes around the characters. It's absolutely smooth and really nice. No slowdown when there's lots of bad guys on the screen, which is even better. Because as you know, the Spectrum and Amstrad and even the C64 had issues when it came to the amount of characters that it could have on the screen. I'm dead again. And but you don't get any of that here. It's really quite a nice looking game. And if you'd have got this back on the Spectrum in the day, I think you'd been really, really pleased with it. And considering that Cauldron is classed now as a a staple game to play, especially on the C64, I believe is the one that everybody likes. But the Cauldron games were very good. Cauldron 2 was hard. I'm not even going to go with Cauldron 2. That was a difficult game, but again, it's got a cult following, which is nice. So there we go. So we've now cleared out this level. Now we're going to get back out of the door and go and find the next door, the next key, and the next ingredients, which you can see that some of them have started to appear on the scroll in the top left-hand corner, which is great. So playability wise, it's absolutely, well, you can see for yourself, it's good fun. It's a nice little game which will keep you going for a long time. The animations when she's flying are cool as well. But yeah, control wise, very simple. You've got left, right, up, down while you're flying. You can actually fire magic bolts when you're flying as well. And then it's just jump when you're in caverns, left and right, and jump. Very, very nice, very, very simple. So it's pick up and play, and really, I would probably say I'm going to say not so much for the younger ones, because I think they'd find that quite hard. But for everybody else, get on your broomsticks and fly and find those ingredients and take them back to the witch's house and stick them in the cauldron. I'm just going to go and fly through these levels a little bit and see if we can find anything else. I want to give you as much of the game as I possibly can without spoiling it too much. I would like you guys... Oh, I hit a tree and died instantly. Don't do that. It hurts. So, Play the Witch. Go and download it. I'll put the download link in the description below. Please go and have a look at it. And I'd like to hear from you when you have played it yourselves, because that would be lovely. Spectrum games are pretty much coming pretty thick and fast. In fact, there's been quite a lot of retro games out there lately that are coming very soon as well, which are going to be featured on the channel very, very shortly. So as soon as they're released, I'll be showcasing them for all of you lovely folks. So sound is really nice as well. You've got music going on in the background, which is really nice. It's and you also get your sound effects as you play as well. So you can't really go wrong with this game. It's very nicely done. It's a one-player affair, so you will have to do pass the joystick. Let's face it, there's enough lives to be able to do that with, and you're going to have tons of fun regardless. Now, like I said, age group, you probably want to be a bit in the olders there, for maybe 10 plus for this game, but that's probably about the earliest I would say to go. Now, replayability on this game is fantastic. It's not easy, but it's not overly difficult. It's sort of in between, and the learning curve is very nice. You don't want to hit the lava either, because witches hate lava apparently, but it's teleporting me up into the top of the screen. You can see there's the ingredient we need from this place, so we'll jump up there and grab that, and then it'll add it to our spell book in the top left hand corner, sorry. So yeah, playability, well, it's playable. Look at it, it's glorious, and it plays very, very well. So massive props to the developers. They've done a really, really nice job on this remake. I must do a side-by-side at some point actually and show you the original Cauldron on the Spectrum, and then you can see for yourselves just how good a job they've done with this. And I think that would be quite a nice little feature to do, to go out side-by-side of games that have been re-released or remade by other people. And like Crystal Kingdom Dizzy, for example, was remade, and I've reviewed it, and it's bloody glorious. Yes, stuff like that. Indeed. Anyway, it's almost the witching hour. I hope you guys are okay, and I hope you're all staying warm and cozy on these colder nights now that the clocks have gone back in the UK. We're now an hour darker earlier. Yes. So there we are. Or should it be darker earlier? Darker an hour earlier. Maybe that's what I meant to say. Oh well. Who knows? My brain is one of those interesting ones that doesn't make sense of itself, let alone anything else. So anyway, this is a bit of a treat for you guys. This is The Witch on the ZX Spectrum, and it works on actual hardware and emulation. So, get yourselves out, get yourselves a copy, and play. And let me know what you think, because I think if you enjoyed the original games, you're going to love this. Because it's just a homage to the original, and it's absolutely fantastic. I've only got one life left. Oh no. So I'm going to try and get up to the exit if I can. But, there we go. Right, we are approaching the third and final review of the episode. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. I'm really enjoying bringing these to you. And I hope you enjoy my third choice, which I've not played on this system. I've played the arcade game, but I haven't played this version of it. I'm not going to say anything other than Jason Voorhees, and see if you can guess what the game is in 3, 2, 1. Let's see what we got. Yeah, Splatterhouse on the PC Engine. Now, I know this isn't the superior version, the arcade version is the superior one, but you know what? I wanted to do something a little less obvious and show you the PC Engine version, and there will be differences in the game as opposed to the arcade original, so hold on to your butts. Let's get cracking on this review, and let's go. So the first thing you'll probably notice is that he's not wearing a white hockey mask, he is wearing a purple one, and I don't know why. Yes, Namco's Splatter team, absolutely brilliant. You'll notice the gore is slightly toned down for this version as well, which is a bit of a shame, but does that make it any less fun? No, it doesn't. The gameplay is pretty much exactly the same. So if you're a big fan of this game on the arcade, you've got no problems if you had a PC Engine, or if you've still got a PC Engine and you're playing this game, it is still really, really nice. You can see at the top you've got your two masks, that's your lives, score in the middle, And then at the bottom, you've got your hit points, and then you've got whatever item you're carrying. In this case, it's a 2x4, so we're just going to lay waste to everything that comes near me. And you can also kick, you can also do flying kicks and stuff as well, which works incredibly well. But the idea is you've got to go and rescue your girlfriend. I just don't get... I mean, it's obviously a Jason reference, isn't it? But it works, and it's good fun. And these guys have got things on their heads which come and attack you, which is lovely. So if you get attacked, you will lose your weapon, but you have a chance to pick it up again, which is always a good thing, because dropping your weapons it sucks. Right, so this is classed as a boss encounter now, so you've got to punch these little things. I don't know what we call these, worms with teeth? I don't want to go where I think you guys are going. But yeah, so once you've encountered the boss and you've defeated the boss, you move on to the next stage, which is pretty much how any game works, which is great. Now these things are a little bit savage. You can see that he's actually attached to me. You have to sort of wiggle your joystick around a little bit to get rid of him. Oh, and yeah. Is that the end of that? Yes, it is. So we're going on to stage 2, and I hope you can see, I mean, the graphics are really nice and the animations are incredibly smooth, which is nice because the game is actually pretty much arcade perfect other than the points that I've just mentioned. So you'll start off by punching your way through the levels. You can, like I said, you can kick as well. Oh, I've got a wrench. Oh, okay, that's a throwing weapon. Okay, so I can punch and I can fly and kick them. Oh, yeah, I need to be a bit more careful, don't I? Because you do tend to lose a lot of health on this very, very quickly. Oh, there we go, I'm dead. So there we are. That's a life used up already. Now, sound is great. You've got a really, really cool soundtrack which changes on the levels. You've also got all the sort of sound effects. Now, I do have to say the sound effects were toned down a little bit for the PC Engine as well. There used to be some very squelchy sound effects on this game, but I'm not going to deduct any points off this because it doesn't deserve it. It's a very good home conversion, and I think most people would have been happy with this, as Splatterhouse did have a sequel, Splatterhouse 2. I'm not sure if there are any more than that, but I do know there was definitely Splatterhouse 2 as well. So I will show the arcade one at some point soon. Do not fret, I will get that out to you as soon as I can. But this is a really it's just a mindless hack and slash. It's great. And I think if you're going to enjoy this type of game, you are really going to lap this up. Now, we're now in the... Oh, it's not the sewer, I don't think. Is it the sewer? It might be the sewer. Random place to have a sewer under a house. No, it isn't. Anyway. Oh, and I get landmines as well. Fantastic. So we've got to jump over the landmines, and we've got to get to the end of the level while avoiding the landmines and whatever those big squelchy creatures are. But it's got a nice pace to it. It's a very playable game, and the replay value is high. I think you will be coming back to this game again and again. It's a one-player game, which is a bit of a shame, but I don't really see how they could have done a two-player unless it was turn-based. And you know these developers tend to stay away from turn-based unless you're Nintendo and you have a Super Mario game at your disposal. I would say the age range on this, just due to the gore and guts and that, is probably about 12 to 15 years old. I'll let you make up your own minds, parents, but please be sensible. So this is a boss fight. It's interesting, isn't it? I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Avoiding stuff that's falling on my head, I guess. So yeah, controls are very simple. It's jump and attack. Left and right, obviously. But yeah, that's it. It's really that simple. So all the games I featured on today's episode are all 10 out of 10 golden scorers. So if you agree with me, let me know. But I've enjoyed this. I hope you guys have enjoyed this feature-length episode, and I will catch you again real soon. But remember, for now, it's only a game, or is it? Good night.